Grade 4, today our lesson is going to be about percentages. It's a very nice and easy lesson. Okay, listen up for our lesson. Okay, let's move on. Okay, what's the meaning of percentage? Percent, that means the number of parts in 100. How many parts for each 100? A percentage, that means the number of parts out of 100. The symbol is this sign. This is the percentage sign. For example, on this diagram, 25% of the squares are shaded, which is equivalent to 25 over 100. What that means? That means this is a grid of 100, guys. 100 squares. 25, if you count these, here is 10, here is another 10, and here is 5 parts are shaded. So 25 out of 100, they are shaded. That is equivalent to 25%. So from this page or this example, percentages related only with denominators of 100. So fractions and percentages are so much related. Actually, they are the same but represented in different ways. In fractions, it's represented using numerators and denominators, and percentages, it's only about the denominator of 100 by using the percentage sign. So 25 squares has been shaded out of 100. It's going to be expressed in decimals, in percentages as 25%. Okay. Here is another example. I'm going to give you a moment. The moment is to describe this amount of shaded, amount shaded in this diagram. You can express it in many ways, right? The first way you can express it as, I'll give you a moment so you can think about it. How many different ways to describe this amount shaded in this diagram? It can expressed by, this is a whole square has been divided into 2 equal spaces. So one of them has been shaded, so I can say that half of it is shaded, right? Another way, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 are shaded out of 10. Because I have 10 roads, 5 of them have been shaded, so it is 5 over 10. Or you can say that each road has 10 parts, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 parts has been shaded out of 100. And I just explained moments earlier that when you have a fraction out of 100, you can change it into percentage way. Okay, so 50 has been shaded out of 100, so the percentage for this one equals 50%. Exactly, guys. Okay, let's move to the questions. Open your learner's book. Learner's book, page number 94, so you can do the exercises with me. Okay, what percentage, this is question number 1, page number 94. What percentage of each diagram is shaded? So they need percentage, so we have to write first thing a fraction out of 100, expressing these things. So each road has 10, so 1, 2, 3 roads, that means 30 small squares has been shaded out of 100, which equal in percentage, because it's the denominator is out of 100, so equals 30%. Okay, try this one alone, guys. Okay, how many roads has been shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So actually 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 squares out of 100 have been shaded, which equals 70%. Okay. Question number C. Oh, you stuck, my little girl. Okay, my cat was stuck. Okay. So, here is 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 parts has been shaded out of 100. Then the percentage is going to be 25%. Okay. Are you okay, little girl? I guess so. Next. We are going to move into something else before moving to the other question, which is called equivalent fractions. Look at these diagrams, guys. The first one has been cut into two equal parts. One has been shaded. We can express it in fraction as 1/2. It's a half. The same square has been divided into 4 equal parts. So how many parts are shaded? 2 out of 4. The same thing. If I divide it into 16 equal parts, how much has been shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 16 has been shaded. And if you compared between them, the area that has been shaded is the same. If I cut it and put it upon each other, they are going to be the same. That means half, 2/4, and 8/6 are equal. So they are called equivalent fractions. Okay, can you find the relation between the numerators and the denominators? What is how 1 changed into 2, how 2 changed into 8, 2 changed into 4, and 4 changed into 16. Keep it in mind because I'm gonna explain it a minute later. Now, for these shapes, they are equal but has been divided into different number of parts. Okay, so the first one has been divided into 2 equal parts. The other one has been divided into 4 equal parts. So this one is going to be over 4 and this one is going to be over 2. So how many parts of 4 has been shaded that is equals to 1/2? Exactly, there's 2 pieces. Okay, a circle, the same one. This one has been divided into 4 equal parts. This one has been divided into 8 equal parts. How many parts are equal to 1/4? Yes, 2/8. Next, here's a rectangle has been divided into 6 equal parts. 3 has been shaded. The same one, they express it by cutting it into half by another way. But how many parts are equal? It's equals to 4. Now I'm going to give you the technique of how to find equivalent fractions using 2 ways. The first way is using multiplication, because I want to show you the previous slide. If you can see, from 1 to 2, it has multiplied by 2. 1 times 2 equals 2. In the same time, you have to multiply the denominator with the same number. 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. So that's how changing in fraction to another one by multiplying is going to be the same, an equivalent fraction from here to there. How to change into 8 and 4 changed into 16? It is by multiplying it by 4. So 2 times 4 equals 8, 4 times 4 equals 16. So, I'm going to give you examples without using diagrams to find the equivalent fractions of them by multiplying. Okay, so give me an equivalent fraction by multiplying. You pick the number or keep it in mind, because anyway I'm going to write my own. I want to multiply it by 2. By multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same number, guys. Remember, when you want to find an equivalent fraction, you have to multiply the numerator and the denominator with the same number. I can't say 2/5 times 2 times 5. or times 4. You can't multiply by two different numbers. You have always to multiply by the same one. So this one is wrong. So you have always to multiply numerator and the denominator with the same number, which equals 2 times 2 equals 4. 5 times 2 equals 10. Exactly. Give me another equivalent fraction of it. I can use this one and multiply it again to find an equivalent one. Here is the game. I'm going to multiply numerator and denominator by 10. Look what's gonna happen. Because I want you to figure out something in my mind. Okay, so 4 times 10 equals 40 over 100. What that reminds you? That reminds you of percentages. This is 40%. So actually 2 over 5 is going to be equal 40% if we make the denominator equals to what? 5 changed into 100. Exactly, guys. Okay, about 3/4. Okay, I want to multiply it by 6. This case. 3 times 6 equals 18 over 24. So 18 over 24 equals 3/4. Okay? Can you change 3/4 into a denominator of 100? How I can change 4 into 100, guys? It is multiplying 4 by 25. So take the 3 times 25, gonna be equal 75. So changing 3/4 into a denominator of 100 is gonna be equal 75 out of 100. In this case, if you want to change it into percentages, 3/4 actually equals to 75%. Exactly, guys. The second way of finding equivalent fractions is by dividing. And using dividing, we can find the simplest form of that fraction. Okay, in this case, you have to find a number that divides 25 and 100 at the same time, such as this one starts with a 5, this one starts with 0, so both of these numbers are divisible by 5. 25 divided by 5 equals 5 over 100 divided by 5 equals 20. Exactly. So 25 over 100 equals 5 over 20. Can I divide 5? Can I find a number that divides 5 and 20 at the same time? Because 5 and 0, both of them are rules for the divisibility of 5. So I can divide it by 5 again. Sorry. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. So, if you look at 25 over 100, it's the same as 25%. So 25% equals what fraction? 1/4. The next one, as percentage, 60 over 100. It is exactly 60%. Let's find the simplest form of the equivalent fractions, and at the same time we are going to find the simplest form. Okay, both of these numbers ends with 0, so both of them are divisible by 10, right? 60 divided by 10 equals 6. 100 divided by 10 equals 10. Exactly. Can I find a number that divides 6 and 10 at the same time without any remainders? What's that number? As long as these numbers are even, both of them are divisible by 2, which equals 3 over 5. So from these two, from this example, you can you figure out that 3 over 5 equals 60%. Okay. For this example, we are going to find or use fractions to shade 30% of this grid. This grid is not 100 grid. question. Okay, guys? Now, 40% is going to be changed into what? Into a fraction. 40% actually equals 40 over what? 100. In this case, count these numbers, the number of tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So I have to figure out how to change the 100 into denominator of 20 to find the fraction that I'm going to shade in this grid. Okay? How can I change 100 into 20? It is by dividing 100 by 5 and dividing the 40 by 5, because when I divide the denominator by a certain number, I have to divide the numerator by the same with the same one. So 40 divided by 5 equals 8. So a denominator of 20 or a shape of 20 parts, I have to shade how many? 8. So I'm going to shade 8 squares. Those 8 squares represent 40% of this shape. Again, to shade a percentage of a shape, change it into a fraction, and that fraction's denominator, make it simpler by finding a proper or suitable number to change it into the number of these grids. Okay, another example. Here I have this grid. This is not a 100 by this is not a 10 times 10 grid. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I have to shade 10% of this grid. Okay, this is different in this case, because 10%, that means 10 over 100. I can't make it in a way or another over 70. Okay, I can't find a number divided by 100 divided by something to equal 70. In this case, what the meaning of percentage, that mean if I divided this one into 10 equal parts, okay, if I divided this 10 equal parts, because 10 of 100, actually, if I divided it 10 over 100, I want a simpler form, such as divided by 10, divided by 10. That means one part of 10 must be shaded. How can I divide this shape into 10 parts? Exactly. Each road that has 7 squares is 1/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 equal parts. So from this grid, I have to shade only 1/10. 1/10, here is 1/10. So 1/10 from this grid of 70 is going to be equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 from 70 is going to be 10% of this grid. Okay? Open your learner's book, page number 96. Page number 96, guys. We are going to find equivalent fraction using multiplication, because I multiplied 5 times 10. 5 times 2 equals 10. Then 3 times 2 equals what, guys? Exactly 6. So 3/5 equals 6/10. Okay, multiplying numerator and denominator by 2, so 3 times 2 equals 6/8. 6/8 equals 3/4. Okay, the next one, times 2 times 2 equals 4. So 4 over 6 equals 2/3. This is an easy exercise just to have fun. Next, from page number 94, guys. Okay, let's go to page number 94 and 95. I'm going to, so we are going to solve together question number 3 and 4. Okay, so write these fractions as percentages. Remember, percentages, you always have to make the denominator 100 in such these two questions. I'm not gonna solve them all. I'm just gonna pick some of these. Okay, gonna pick this one, and this one. Okay, so 13 over 100, because the denominator is 100, I can change it into percentages directly. 13% over 100 can be changed directly. 78%, because the denominator is 100. In this case, I have to find an equivalent fraction of 100 by multiplying it by 10, which equals 70 over 100. Now, after the denominator has been changed into 100, now 7 over 10 equals 70%. Okay? Question number 4 on the next page. A word problem says 55% of a class are boys. What percentage of the class are girls? 100%, guys, can be added. So some of them are boys, some of them are girls. 55% of them are boys. How much is left percentage? If you added them together, gonna have 100%. Yes, by using what? By using subtraction. So 100 take away 100%, take away 55%. The answer is gonna be 45% for boys, for girls. So 45% percentage of the girls in this class. Question number 10, page number 95. Bo takes part in a quiz. She answers questions on general knowledge. So she has two materials, general knowledge and art. She gets, she gets 60% of the general knowledge questions correct and 80% of the questions on art correct. So we have general knowledge, 100% questions. She answered 60% correct answers. And in art, which represents 100%, she got 80% of it correct answers. Here's wrong answers. Question number A. She answers 10 questions on general knowledge. So number of the questions here for this, for general knowledge, are 10 questions. So 60%, isn't it equal 60 over 100? But actually the questions are only 10. So how many questions did she answer? So we have to use division. So divided by 10. In this case, she answered 6 questions correctly. Okay, again, 60% equals 60 over 100, right? Using simplifying fractions, in this case, by dividing it numerator and denominator by 10, equals 6 over 10. So 6 represents the number of questions that has been answered correctly. Question number B. She answers 20 questions on art. How many does she answers correctly? So she answered correctly 80%. That means area of 100. But actually, the exam or the quiz had only 20 questions. How can I change 100 into 20? Yes, dividing it by 5. Because I divide 100 by 5, I have to divide the numerator by the same number. So 80 divided by 5, if we want to do it. is going to be equal 16. I'm going to change the color. So, how many correct answers did she solve? She answered 16 questions correctly. Okay? Have a nice day.